नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Chapter 2 The Lord in the Heart. Shri Sukha Uvacha. एवं पुरा धारणय आत्मयोनिः नष्टां स्मृतिं प्रति अवरुद्ध्य तुष्टात् तथा ससज्जेतम् अमोघदृष्टिः यथापि व्ययात् प्राग्व्यवसाय बुद्धिः.
Sri Sukadev Goswami said, formerly, prior to the manifestation of the cosmos, Lord Brahma, by meditating on the Virata regained his lost consciousness by appeasing the Lord. Thus he was able to rebuild the creation as it was before.
शब्दस्य हि ब्रह्मण एष पन्थ यन्नाभिध्यायति धीरपार्थैः परिभ्रमं तत्र न विन्दते अर्थान् मायामये वासनयसयानः.
The way of presentation of the Vedic sounds is so bewildering that it directs the intelligence of the people to meaningless things like heavenly kingdoms. The conditioned souls hover in dreams of such heavenly illusionary pleasures, but actually they do not relish any tangible happiness in such places.
अतः कविर्नामसु यावदर्थः स्याद् अप्रमत्तो व्यवसाय बुद्धिः सिद्धि अन्यदार्थे न यतेत तत्र परिश्रमं तत्र समीक्षमाणः.
For this reason, the enlightened person should endeavor only for the minimum necessities of life while in the world of names. He should be intelligently fixed and never endeavor of unwanted things, being competent to perceive practically that all such endeavors are merely hard labor for nothing.
सच्चां चितौ किं कसिपोः प्रयासैः बाहो सुहृद्यैः उपबर्हणैः किं सत्यं जलो किं पुरुषान्नपात्र्या दिग्वल्क्यलादौ सति किं दुकूलैः.
When there are ample earthly flats to lie on, what is the necessity of costs and beds? When one can use his own arms, what is the necessity of a pillow? When one can use their palms when one can use the palms of his hands, what is the necessity of varieties of utensils? When there is ample covering or the skins of trees, what is the necessity of clothing?
चीराणि किं पति न सन्ति दिशन्ति भिक्षां नैवाङ्घ्रिपाः परभृतः सरितो अपि असुष्यन् वृद्धाः गुहाः किम् अजितो अवति नोपसन्नान् कस्मात् भजन्ति कवयो धनधुर्मदान्धान्.
Are there no torn clothes lying on the common road? Do the trees which exist for maintaining others no longer give alms in charity? Do the rivers be dried up, no longer supply water to thirsty? Are the caves of the mountains now closed? Or above all, does the Almighty Lord not protect the fully surrendered souls? Why then do the learned sages go to flatter those who are intoxicated by hard-earned wealth?
एवं स्वसित्ते स्वत एव सिद्ध आत्मा प्रियोर्धो भगवान् अनन्तः तन्निवृतो नीत अर्धो भजेत संसार हेतु उपरमस्य यत्र.
Thus, being fixed, one must render service unto the super soul situated in one's own heart by his omnipotency, because he is the almighty personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited. He is the unlimited goal of life, and by worshipping him, one can end the cause of the conditioned state of existence.
कस्त्वां त्वनादृत्य परानुचिन्तां कृते पशूनाम् असतीं नाम कुर्यात् पश्यञ्चनं परितं वैतरण्यां स्वकर्मजान् परितापान् जुषाणाम्
Who else but the gross materialistic, which neglect such transcendental thought and take to the non-permanent names, only seeing the mass of people fallen in the river of suffering as the consequence of accruing the result of their own work.
केचिस्वदेहान्तहृदयावकाशे प्रादेशमात्रं पुरुषं वसन्तं चतुर्भुजं कञ्जरताङ्गशङ्क गदाधरं धारणया स्मरन्ति
Others conceive of the personality of Godhead residing within the body of the region of the heart and measuring only 8 inches, with 4 hands carrying a lotus, a wheel of a chariot, a conch shell, and a club, respectively.
प्रसन्नवक्त्रं नलिनायते क्षणं कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिशृङ्गवाससं लसन्महारत्नहिरण्मयाङ्गदं स्फुरन्महारत्नकिरीटकुण्डलम्
His mouth expresses his happiness, his eyes are spread like the petals of a lotus, and his garments yellowish like the saffron of a kadimba flower, are decked with valuable jewels. His ornaments are all made of gold, set with jewels, and he wears a glowing headdress and earrings.
पुण्यद्रुहपङ्कजकर्णिकालये योगेश्वर स्थापितपादपल्लवम् श्रीलक्षणं कौस्तुभरत्नकन्दरम् आम्लानलक्ष्म्यवनमालयाचितम्
His lotus feet are placed over the wells of the lotus-like hearts of great mystics. On his chest is a kastuba jewel engraved with a beautiful calf, and there are other jewels on his shoulders. His complete torso is garlanded with fresh flowers.
विभूषितं मेकलयाङ्गुलीयकैः महाधनैः नूपुरकङ्कणादिभिः स्निग्धामलकुञ्चितनीलकुन्तलैः विरोचमान आर्णहासपेशलम्
He is well decorated with an ornamental wreath about his waist and rings studded with valuable jewels on his fingers. His leglets, his bangles, his oiled hair curling with a brush tint, and his beautiful smiling face are all very pleasing.
अदीनलीला हसितेक्षणोल्लसत् भ्रुभङ्गसंसुजितभूरि अनुग्रहम् ईक्षेत चिन्तामयिमेनमीश्वरं यावन्मनोधारणय अवतिष्ठते
The Lord's magnificent, magnanimous pastimes and the glowing glancing of his smiling face are all indications of his extensive benedictions. One must therefore concentrate on his transcendental form of the Lord as long as the mind can be fixed on him by meditation.
एकैकशः अङ्गानि ध्यानुभावयेत् पादाद यावद्दसितं गदावृतः जितं जितं स्थानमपोह्य धारयेत् परं परं सुज्जिति दीहि यथा यथा
The process of meditation should begin from the lotus feet of the Lord and progress to his smiling face. The meditation should be concentrated upon the lotus feet, then the calves, then the thighs, and this way higher and higher. The more the mind becomes fixed upon the different parts of the limbs, one after the other, the more the intelligence becomes purified.
यावन्न जायेत परावरेऽस्मिन् विश्वेश्वरे द्रष्टरि भक्तियोगः तावत्स्तवीह पुरुषस्य रूपं क्रियावसाने प्रैतः स्मरेत.
Unless the gross materialist develops a sense of loving service unto the Supreme Lord, the seer of both the transcendental and material worlds, he should remember or meditate upon the universal form of the Lord at the end of his prescribed duties.
स्थिरं सुखं चासनं मास्थितो यतिः यथा जिहासुरिममङ्गलोकं काले च देशे च मनो न सज्जयेत् प्राणान् यच्चेन्मनसा जितासुः.
O King, whenever the yogi desires to leave this planet of human beings, he should not be perplexed about the proper time or place, but he should comfortably sit without being disturbed, and regulating life air should control the senses by the mind.
मनः स्वबुद्ध्या अमलया नियम्य क्षेत्रज्ञयेतं जनयेत्तमात्मनि आत्मानमात्मनि अवरुद्ध्य धीरो लब्धोपशान्तिः विरमेत कृत्यात्.
Thereafter, the yogi should merge his mind by his unalloyed intelligence into the living entity, and then merge the living entity into the super self. And by doing this, the fully satisfied living entity becomes situated in the supreme stage of satisfaction, so that he ceases from all other activities.
न यत्र कालो अनिमिषां परः प्रभुः कुतो नु देवा जगतां यईशिरे न यत्र सत्त्वं नरस्तमश्च न वै विकारो न महान् प्रधानम्.
In that transcendental state of Labdopasanti, there is no supremacy of devastating time, which controls even the celestial demigods, who are empowered to rule over mundane creatures, and what to speak of the demigods themselves. Nor is there the model of material goodness, nor passion, nor ignorance, nor even the false ego, nor the material casual ocean, nor the material nature.
परं पदं वैष्णवमामनन्ति तत् यन्नेति नेतीति अतत् उत्सुक्षवः विसृज्य दौरात्मा मनन्य सौहृदा हृदोपगुह्यात् अर्हपदं पदे पदे.
The transcendentalists desire to avoid everything godless, for they know that supreme situation in which everything is related with the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Therefore, a pure devotee who is in absolute harmony with the Lord does not create perplexities, but worship the lotus feet of the Lord at every moment, taking them into his heart. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for the recitation, Devika and Amog. Thank you so much. I think whatever I heard, they were really reciting quite well. Absolutely wonderful. So today we know, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Today we are going to discuss chapter 2 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, verses 1 to 3. And I believe today we have to do only for half an hour because of a song which is going to be at 8:30. So we'll try our level best to do a short explanation of the 3 verses.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. It's not at 8:30 the bhajan, it's at 8:40. Thank you.
8:40. Okay,
Hare
no,
Krishna.
the 10 minutes we can discuss then, no problem. Thank you so much, Mataji, for that. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start off with the prayers of, and then we can straight away go to the verses. So, Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you so much. So, first of all, I think the last chapter, you had a good summary, I think, on Friday. And it all started off with actually by Parishit Maharaj asked Shukadeva Goswami, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 9, first canto, 19, chapter 37. He says, Atha prachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha. So Maharaj Parishit is asking, Sri Sukadeva Goswami, you are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees, and therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. So from there, all this whole thing, Sri Sukadeva Goswami is trying to explain to people, to Maharaj Parikshit, and how to achieve God, or how to go back to Godhead, and what are the ways to do it. So different ways to perform the penances, to perform the austerities. So in this chapter, Sri Sukadeva Goswami, will somebody wants to read the first verse, or should I can continue, which is up to you all. If somebody can volunteer, you can read the first verse, 2.2.1.
Mataji, we cannot see the screen.
Oh, okay, so don't worry, then I will do it. I do not, because I didn't share. You asking me to share. I will make me the host or something.
Yes, Mataji, you can share your screen. I made you host.
So let me just go off into the database, isn't it? Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 2. Okay. So how do I have to go there and to share? How do I share that, Mataji? If I'm going to tell you.
Mataji,
Okay.
you open your
Tiffany, I'll
you open the
share
weather
slowly.
days and then you click on share screen.
What, Mataji?
Okay, do you want me to do it? You can open your weather base, get the verses ready, then
Yeah.
you click on share screen. Or do you want me to do it?
Oh, share. I got it. Let me see. Oh,
Yeah.
it doesn't say share screen. It says I don't have that option, Mataji. I don't know.
No, I made you host.
Yeah, I know you made me the host, but I should know how to do it now.
Okay, okay. Shall I do it then? Shall I share my screen?
Please do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Se tu duvida en 45 minutes, il est appris à dire ton
I think
convict.
Mataji has to mute. Induleka Mataji.
Yeah, I done it.
Think. Okay, thank you. Okay, you can share, Mataji.
Yeah, can you see it? I'll just go to, what am I sharing?
It's
Verse
coming
1.
up. Yes, verse 1. Yes, that's the one, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah, if somebody, a volunteer, can just read that verse.
Can I read, Mataji,
Yes, please go ahead, Mataji.
the text one?
Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevayo. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevayo. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevayo. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said formerly, prior to the manifestation of the cosmos, Lord Brahma, by meditating on the Virat Rupa, regained his lost consciousness by appraising the Lord. Thus, he was able to rebuild the creation as it was before. Purpose, the example cited herein of Sri Brahmaji is one of forgetfulness. Brahmaji is the incarnation of one of the mundane attributes of the Lord, being the incarnation of the passion mode of material nature. He is empowered by the Lord to generate the beautiful material manifestation, yet due to his being one of the numerous living entities, he is apt to forget the art of his creative energy. This forgetfulness of the living being, beginning from Brahma down to the lowest insignificant ant, is a tendency which can be counteracted by meditation of the Virat Rupa of the Lord. This chance is available in the human form of life, and if a human being follows the instruction of Srimad Bhagavatam and begins to meditate upon the Virat Rupa, then revival of his pure consciousness and counteraction of the tendency to forget his eternal relationship with the Lord can follow simultaneously. And as soon as this forgetfulness is removed, the vaya buddhi, as mentioned here, and in the Bhagavad Gita, follows at once. This a certain knowledge of the living being leads to loving service to the Lord, which the living being requires. The kingdom of God is unlimited. Therefore, the number of the assisting hands of the Lord is also unlimited. The Bhagavad Gita 13.14 asserts that the Lord has his hands, legs, eyes, and mouths in every nook and corner of his creation. This means that the expansion of differentiated parts and parcels called jivas or living entities are assisting hands of the Lord, and all of them are meant for rendering a particular pattern of service to the Lord. The conditioned soul, even in the position of a Brahma, forget his by the influence of illusory material energy generated out of false egoism. One can counteract such false egoism by invoking God consciousness. Liberation means getting out of the slumber of forgetfulness and becoming situated in the real loving service of the Lord, as exemplified in the case of Brahma. The service of Brahma is the sample of service in liberation, distinguished from the so-called altruistic service full of mistakes and forgetfulness. Liberation is never interact, but service without human mistakes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for that. So, in this purpose, Srila Prabhupada basically, Srila Sukadeva Goswami tells in this verse how he reminds, like even Brahma, Lord Brahma, who is the creator, second creator, basically after Lord Krishna, is also influenced by this material energy, and he himself also, who lives in Brahmaloka, he has to really concentrate on the Virat Rupa of God to get back his the consciousness, and thereby the forgetfulness slowly goes away. So basically, Srila Sukadeva Goswami is trying to say that nobody in this material realm can get away from this forgetfulness. So for that, to get away from that, he's teaching us a way how we should get into Krishna consciousness, and how Krishna consciousness will help us in reviving or remembering that what is our position in this world over here, why we have come, and what is our relationship with Krishna. And that only comes when you start concentrating. For people who can't really, we did discuss last time also, people who can't concentrate on the personal form, for them, or who can't believe, who are atheists, for them, how to start off this consciousness is to concentrate on the Virat Rupa of the Lord. Over here, after we actually we try to concentrate on the Virat Rupa of the God, then obviously the forgetfulness slowly starts going away, and then you start connecting with Lord. Now, what over here Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain is that the type of concentration, the meditation which we do, that is only available in this human form. And it is not, you cannot get this sort of concentration or going, this one thing of this consciousness, how to be conscious of the surroundings and also of the Supreme Lord, is only, this is the only form of human life that we can actually utilize this. And so therefore we should not actually waste any time, and we should not waste any time on this materialistic things. So this is what we're in a gist, this is what the whole verses are trying to say, like, do not waste any time, but make use of this precious time. But in this particular purpose, what Srila Prabhupada is trying to say is, once you start concentrating on the Lord, then what happens once on the Virat Rupa of Lord, no? Then slowly, then what happens? You become really very, very bold and steady or resolute in your determination to be in Krishna consciousness. So that is where he says, like, the Vyavasaya Buddhi, that starts developing. So what is Vyavasaya Atmika? What is Vyavasaya? That means you have to be resolute in Krishna consciousness. And Buddhi is intelligence, you know. What does resolute mean actually? Resolute means you have to be firm, full determination, with bold, you're being bold and steady. So having this resolute faith or the firm faith in Krishna consciousness, only then will you be elevated to the highest perfection of life. And this is what will develop once you start concentrating on the form of the Lord. So, and also in this Bhagavad Gita 2.41 verse, it says Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha Gurunandana Bahusakha Ya Anastascha Buddhayo Vyavasayinam. So those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and the aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are resolute is many-branched. So Krishna is trying to tell this to Arjuna at that time, that if you are steady in your mind, like you can give an example of how, if you are determined that you want to do this, then nothing can stop you, and you have one path, so one direction, one concentration, and you can continue. But if you're not resolute, you're a little bit, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, then you can imagine how your mind can make you go different ways. So here, this is why they're saying, if it's not resolute, then it can be many branched. You can go this way, you can go that way, you can go this way, then you go halfway, you come back, the second halfway, you go back. So you have you're unsteady. So you'll be wavering here and there, here and there. But if you develop this Krishna consciousness, then you have to have one steady path and you have to concentrate on it. And you should not like try to waver enough. Yes, there'll be so much of disturbances in your life, but then once you start getting into this, slowly the materialistic things will start getting detached. Slowly they will go away. Slowly they will fall off like dead leaves of the tree, slowly, and the main branch will be left over there. And later, obviously, in the autumn time, when all the dead leaves fall off, then in autumn time, and then in the spring, new things will open up, new leaves. So the same way, the new leaves of your Krishna consciousness will start developing in that plant, or in that soul of yours. So in this, so this is where Krishna will try to say, like, you have to have strong faith. And then all of us tend to a little bit dither in our ways. Why? Because we think that, oh, if you do this, we can't look after our families, our country, our nation, our children, and everything. But over there, in Chaitanya Chaitamrita Madhyalila 22.62 verse, as it mentioned over here, it says that Shraddha Shabde, I'll just tell you 1 second, sorry. It says Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahesh Sudridha Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Haya. So over here in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, what it says is, if your faith is unflinching, if your faith is steady, and you're engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, you need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family, traditions, humanity, or nationality. All that will follow slowly. So you don't have to worry. So if you do things in Krishna consciousness, so what does that Krishna consciousness mean? In everything, whatever you do, you will have Krishna as the center of it. So when you do in that way, then obviously the whole family also will follow that. Whatever your associates will follow that. And then that is a different, you will start carving a different path. And then you'll not feel in your saying that, oh, I haven't done my duty to my father or my mother or my child, because they're all following the same path. So in that way, you will be slowly detaching from the materialistic pangs of things, of, oh, I haven't done this, or haven't done that, or my duties for this, my duties for that. So those things will slowly disappear. That's what they're trying to say. So in that, 1 second. So when one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, then you don't need to endeavor for any good results in your activities, because all the activities you do are in the absolute plane, they're transcendental, and they're no longer subject to any good or bad. So in this verse, again, as we go down, it says over here that God is unlimited, and therefore the number of assisting hands is also unlimited. We know in this Virata Purusha, Lord is really, you can't imagine like how huge it is. And Krishna is not only with the Virata Rupa is not only with just 2 hands and 2 legs and 2 eyes and all that. It's literally with millions of hands and millions of legs. And so basically it is all pervading. It can go to any part of the world, any part of the world. So Krishna, like example, like Krishna is living in Goloka Vrindavan. If you offer a fruit over here, he will extend with his long hands, he will extend and take your fruit. He doesn't have to be physically present to take it. So this is what Srila Prabhupada also tries to explain, like if you give, but he only wants to see what is your intention in offering the food, whether it's done with love or not. That is what he's craving for, not for materialistic things. So what over here Srila Prabhupada is trying to say is, in this, that God is unlimited and therefore the number of assisting hands of the Lord is also unlimited, is that the Virat Rupa you have. So God has multiple hands. And also he's given, so these, he's also given the jivas or the people, the living entities to give different functions to do. So in that way, he's dedicated also things to other demigods, and he's delegated all the duties to everyone. So in that way, his extensions, basically, in a way, he is getting his work done. And also over here, Srila Prabhupada is trying to say that every time the conditioned soul, wherever there is a, so all the conditioned souls are bound to forget. It's like when you go to sleep, you forget everything and then you wake up. So all of us are bound to forget, and we can't remember what has happened yesterday, forget about what you remember in the previous lives. So this happens from all the individuals who are from Brahmaloka onwards to the Patal Loka. Everything, all these lokas, people will tend to forget. So how do we get over this forgetfulness is what Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain. This thing is by praying to, by getting into Krishna consciousness and by praying to the Lord and by concentrating the Virat Rupa, and then that will make you more steady. And then by becoming more steady and you're in your faith, then you will start progressing slowly, and then you can, whether you could do it in one lifetime or not is questionable, because you have to be really detached from all the material activities for you to do. But then at least if you start off one in this lifetime, if you are in the right path, then you might get another life where you can progress, and that you can progress from one loka to another loka to another loka till above Brahma Loka, and above Brahma Loka, then if you're still in Krishna consciousness, then there is a chance that you can go to the abode of God. So over here, Srila Prabhupada also tries to say that even in Brahma Loka, if you're not following Krishna consciousness, or the Bhagavata Dharma, you will fall down. So there's even if you go up to Brahmaloka also with all that, and even if you don't, if you're full of ego, oh, I have reached till here, you will still fall down, because even Brahma is also not exempt. It's also not exempt. So I think we'll just go on to the next verse, if that's okay. शब्दस्य हि ब्राह्मणायेष पन्थाय नामभिर्ध्यायति धीरपर्थै परिब्रह्मन्नस् ब्रह्मंस्तत्र न विन्दतीर्थान् मायामयेवासनया शयानः. So the way of presentation of the Vedic sounds is so bewildering that it directs the intelligence of the people to meaningless things like the heavenly kingdoms. The conditioned souls hover in dreams of such heavenly illusory pleasures, but actually they do not relish any tangible happiness in such places. So over here, Srila Prabhupada is actually trying to say that in a whole lifetime, we are planning things from the time when we are born till we die, or even to the extent that people are planning, they're not even leaving this earth planet, they're also going beyond the earth planet. Now they're going to the moon, to the Mars, to God knows to whichever things, as if to say earth is not enough. They want to take all the resources from the different planets. So Prabhupada is trying to say, like, why would you waste so much of your time on doing all these materialistic activities, which will not take you anywhere? You're wasting your precious time when not concentrating on Krishna, and when not being in Krishna consciousness, when not realizing that this is the life you have got, and what is your identity and your role, and you need to go back to Godhead, and that is the path you should persevere, not in buying big houses and making yourself secure and be comfortable, because that is not what is this life for. And every second you waste, you can never buy back in millions and millions of gold coins. And so he's again trying to say, like, you have to really use every second of this life in Krishna consciousness. And he also says, like, as we said before, like, every loka is never rid of these four things of birth, death, old age, and disease. It is there till Brahmaloka. So all that will happen. So you will never be rid of your miseries. So what's the point of you going on wasting your time? You just try to concentrate and make your path to Krishna consciousness and to the kingdom of God. And over here, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada also says that even Srila Sukadeva Goswami affirms that Maharaja Parikshit, in his last stage of life, he also should not desire to transfer himself to the heavenly planets, but he should prepare himself to go back to Godhead. So none of these material planets or any of these materialistic things is ever going to give you that happiness which you will get only in the kingdom of God, where you will not be born again, and you'll live there ever happily ever after. And that is the second one. This verse is very short, but in Bhagavatam 8.16, the Bhagavad Gita, yeah, this is again in Bhagavad Gita, same thing. Krishna says, Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino Arjuna mam upetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. So from the highest planet in the material world to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to me, to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So in all these verses, the same thing of how we should really understand as to, in this, what the Kalyam Ashwashvatam, this is all temporary, and there is always misery of here, and we should, to get rid of this misery, you need to go back to the kingdom of God, and that is to Goloka Vrindavan, so that you can never take birth again. Your soul doesn't have to take birth again and again. So that is the gist of this particular verse. And he says the real happiness is only over there and nothing else, nowhere else. We'll go to the and also to realize, I'll just tell in the last verse maybe. Okay, we'll go to the last verse again, third one, please. Ata Kavirnam Suyavadatarha at Arthaha Shad Apramato Vyavasaya Buddhi Siddhenyathena Yate Tatra Parishramam Tatra Samikshamanaha. So for this reason, the enlightened person should endeavor only for the minimum necessities of life, while in the world of names, he should be intelligently fixed and never endeavor for unwanted things, being competent to perceive practically that all such endeavors are merely hard labor for nothing. Over here, Srila Prabhupada. Okay, somebody can read the purport of here. Maybe we can go through the purport.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, please read.
Thank you. The Bhagavata Dharma or the cult of Srimad Bhagavatam is perfectly distinct from the way of fruitive activities which are considered by the devotees to be merely a waste of time. The whole universe, or for that matter, all material existence, is moving on as Jagat simply for planning business to make one's position very comfortable or secure, although everyone sees that this existence is neither comfortable nor secure and can never become comfortable or secure at any stage of development. Those who are captivated by the illusionary advancement of material civilization following the way of phantasmagoria are certainly madmen. The whole material creation is a jugglery of names only. In fact, it is nothing but a bewildering creation of matter like earth, water, and fire. The buildings, furniture, cars, bungalows, mills, factories, industries, peace, war, or even the highest perfection of the material science, namely atomic energy and electronics, are all simply bewildering names of material elements with their concomitant reactions of the three modes. Since the devotee of the Lord knows them perfectly well, he is not interested in creating unwanted things for a situation which is not at all reality, but simply names of no more significance than the babble of the sea waves. The great kings, leaders, and soldiers fight with one another in order to perpetuate their names in history. They are forgotten in due course of time, and they make a place for another era in history. But the devotee realizes how much history and historical persons are useless products of flickering time. The fruitive workers aspire after a big fortune in the matter of wealth, women, and worldly adoration. But those who are fixed in perfect reality are not at all interested in such false things. For them, it is all a waste of time. Since every second of human life is important, an enlightened man should be very careful to utilize time very cautiously. 1 second of human life wasted in the vain research of planning for happiness in the material world can never be replaced, even if one spends millions of coins of gold. Therefore, the transcendentalist, desiring freedom from the clutches of Maya or the illusionary activities of life, is warned herewith not to be captivated by the external feature of the fruitive actors. Human life is never meant for sense gratification, but for self. Mataji, can you please scroll? Thank you, Mataji. But for self-realization, Shrimad Bhagavatam instructs us solely on this subject from the very beginning to the end. Human life is simply meant for self-realization. The civilization which aims at this utmost perfection never indulges in creating unwanted things, and such a perfect civilization prepares men only to accept the bare necessities of life or to follow the principles of the best use of a bad bargain. Our material bodies and our lives in that connection are bad bargains because the living entity is actually spirit, and the spiritual advancement of the living entity is absolutely necessary. Intended Human life is intended for the realization of this important factor, and one should act accordingly, accepting only a bare necessities of life and depending more on God's gift without diversion of human energy for any other purpose, such as being mad for material enjoyment. The materialistic advancement of civilization is called the civilization of the demons, which ultimately ends in wars and scarcity. The transcendentalist is specifically warned herewith to be fixed in mind so that even if there is difficulty in plain living and high thinking, he will not budge even an inch from his stark determination. For a transcendentalist, it is a societal policy to be intimately in touch with the sense gratifiers of the world, because such policy will frustrate the ultimate gain of life. Sukadev Goswami met Maharaj Parikshit when the latter felt a necessity for such a meeting. It is the duty of the transcendentalist to help persons who desire real salvation and to support the cause of salvation. One might note that Sukadev Goswami never met Maharaj Parikshit while he was ruling as a great king. For transcendentalists, the mode of activities is explained in the next shloka. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So in this shloka, Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain that we have to follow the Bhagavad Dharma. And what is the Bhagavad Dharma? When you follow the Bhagavad Dharma, then literally you are losing all your materialistic interests. So you are, so they will start falling off, as I said, like in the autumn, how the leaves fall off, all the materialistic interests. You'll be far away from all the materialistic activities. And then what will happen is you will start concentrating on things which is very important for you in your life, you know, what is really important, like not gathering all this materialistic stuff, which is of no use. You don't take anything away with you. As you say, you only take your virtues with you, whatever good things you've done, good karma you've done in this, or bad karma you've done. That is the only bank balance you take to your next birth. And this, all these materialistic things, all these materialistic things made of three modes of nature, they will all stay back here. And in this whole world, all this materialistic things which we see are nothing but different permutation and combinations of all the 5 elements of nature in these 3 modes. So they are just a different combinations, and you can carry on doing it. Many combinations you can do, and you can get multiple different types of, like from a piece of wood, you can get a bed, you can get a chair, you can get a table, you can get whatever, a big whatever sofa, anything you can get. That is all in the same. With the materialistic things, you can make different things. The same way in this materialistic elements, there are different activities happening. But what is your activity? Why are you here? You are here to realize that you are a spirit soul, a part of the Paramatma, and you need to go back to your Father, go back to Godhead. How do you go back is what they're trying to explain to us. This is how Srila Sukadeva Goswami is trying to explain to Maharaja Parikshit, that it doesn't take much time. And like Khatvanga, even a moment is enough. Or, I mean, for Parikshit Maharaj, it was 7 days. That was enough. For us, the whole lifetime we have. For some of us, it may not be the whole lifetime. We might not even have tomorrow. We might not even have next month or next year. You know, tomorrow is a new year. For how many people in this whole world are going to see a new year tomorrow? You'll be surprised to see in the hospitals how many are going to wake up tomorrow, or even in the whole world on the streets how many are going to wake up. So time is really very short, and we should really take this opportunity to do the best we can and to be the best part of you in this world, and the best spiritual part of you, not the materialistic part of you, the best spiritual part of you, whatever you can, so that at least the next birth we can start from that step. You know, if you suppose from this birth you do at least 2%, from next birth you start from the 2%. For some people, maybe 4%, maybe 50%, maybe 60%. So it all depends. So we should not waste our time. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is saying. How much about all the kings and kingdoms, how much they fought, how many wars they have done. None of them have taken anything with them. They're all gone. And how much do we remember the history? Just a little bit of interest we do, and after that we forget. We don't need to all that. So that is all not unnecessary. It's just a waste of time. And good civilizations are those who actually teach Bhagavad Dharma, and who try to do with little, you know, only do what is necessary. So as Keshav Maharaj said the other day, a person who is rich is not what he has more, but what he needs less, you know, or the less you need, the more richer you are, not the more you have. So you, Srila Prabhupada is trying to say, like, you have to be simple living and high thinking. Yes, difficulties will come, but we have to continue with our dedication and with the determination and be in Krishna consciousness and try to do all the 4 regulative principles. This is all a sadhana. First we'll do a sadhana bhakti, and then we will go to a sadhana, then we'll go to bhakti, and then we'll go to prema. So all the different levels of how you achieve God. And also, so if to achieve that, also we need a spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master, who will guide us. With their mercy, we will be able to get into the right path. So as Srila Viswanatha Chakravarti Thakur says, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, Yasya prasadan nagati kutopi, Dhyayan stuvam tasya yasya Sri Sandhyam, Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam. So by satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day and offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. So all that you'll do every day in the morning, but when you actually look into the meaning of it, it means a lot. So the gist of all this is we have only one human life, and this is intended only for self-realization and not for not for sense enjoyment, sense gratification. So you have to be fixed in your mind, and if there's any difficulty in plain living and high thinking, you should not budge. And it is very suicidal to mingle into materialistic activities, because that is when whatever efforts you have done, sab pani mein gaya, everything is gone into the water. So it's all wasted. So whatever you have credits you have achieved by now, you will not be able to, or you'll be in negative bank balance. So and Srila Prabhupada is trying to remember like how even so we have all these transcendentalists who will come at the right time and guide us. So like how for Maharaja Parikshit, there was even though he was a king, that time Srila Sukadeva Goswami did not even ever come there, but he came at the right time when he needed him most. So when we are in the right Krishna consciousness, you will start seeing miracles happening around you, and you will see people who come and help you with no reason, because Krishna is always there to help you. Krishna will help who help themselves. So God will always help who help themselves. Hare Krishna, I hope this was please forgive me for all my mistakes, and please correct me if I'm wrong, and I might be wrong in so many places. Please correct me, and I hope this was useful. I think we're running out of time, so I have to really cut short, Mataji. I think 43 is
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice class. Thank you.
Mataji.
So shall we start the bhajan now, the song?
Unless if nobody has any questions, that's okay, Mataji.
Okay, the girls.
Just very quickly, just thank you for a nice class. Just a couple of, there's a few corrections, but if you wouldn't mind me just pointing
Please,
two important ones. Firstly, you said Lord Brahma is not exempt from falling. Actually, Lord Brahma is a pure devotee, so he is exempt, in particular where that position is filled by Lord Vishnu himself. So there is an exception for Lord Brahma. He's generally a pure devotee, so he doesn't fall, generally speaking.
Okay.
Secondly, also you mentioned that the only location for liberation and freeing oneself from path of birth and death is Golok Vrindavan. Actually, all of the Vaikuntha planets, one is liberated and does not fall back from any of the Vaikuntha planets. It's just that there are different moods, and we as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, our destination is only Golok Vrindavan. We're not interested in Vaikuntha, but actually any of the Vaikuntha planets, any of the spiritual world, you don't fall back from. Just a couple of questions. Forgive me for
No, please. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. I'm still this thing. Thank you so much for corrections, because sometimes we do tend to forget. As usual, this is the whole topic of today, forgetfulness and conditioned. And I was under the impression that Brahmaji also has, in the first thing also it says, because he has forgetfulness, And but I think I'll have to go into that a bit more in detail. Thank you so much for that, Prabhuji.
Generally speaking, he's a pure devotee in that post, and quite often where there is no qualified devotee, Lord Vishnu himself comes in. So clearly, if Lord Vishnu himself is taking that post, then you would not subject to falling.
Fair enough, fair enough. Thank you. Yes, that makes sense. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you. So if there are no questions, Mataji, you can ask the children to sing. That's okay.
Okay, Mataji, thank you. So dear Pavani and Enakshi, are you ready to sing?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
वृंदावन में कुंज गलिन में वृंदावन में कुंज गलिन में राधे राधे गाएंगे श्याम श्याम गाएंगे श्री राधे राधे गाएंगे श्याम श्याम गाएंगे in Vrindavan in the forest in Vrindavan in the forest Radhe Radhe we will sing, Shama Shama we will sing, Radhe Radhe we will sing, Shama Shama we will sing. Jai Radhe Shri Sham, Jai Radhe Shri Sham. Vrindavan mein Yamuna tat pe, Vrindavan mein Yamuna tat पे राधे राधे गाएंगे श्याम श्याम गाएंगे श्री राधे राधे गाएंगे श्याम श्याम गाएंगे in Vrindavan by the Jamuna in Vrindavan by the Jamuna Radhe Radhe we will sing Shama Shama we will sing Radhe Radhe we will sing Shama Shama we will sing वृंदावन में ग्वाल संग में वृंदावन में ग्वाल संग में राधे राधे गाएंगे श्याम श्याम गाएंगे राधे राधे गाएंगे श्याम श्याम गाएंगे in Vrindavan with the children in Vrindavan with the children Radhe Radhe we will sing, Shama Shama we will sing, Radhe Radhe we will sing, Shama Shama we will sing, Vrindavan mein Radhe Radhe, Govardhan mein Radhe Radhe, Shama Kund mein Radhe Radhe, Radha Kund mein Radhe Radhe, Nidhivan mein Radhe Radhe, सेवा कुंज में राधे 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 श्री राधे 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 Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, very beautiful singing.
Thank you.
Wonderful singing. Thank you, Enakshi and Pavani. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
If there is nothing, then you want to do the Vancha Kalpa prayers, Mataji?
Yes, please. Let's all do it together.
Okay.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Wonderful
Thank you,
class.
Mataji. Prabhuji, for
Hare
thank you much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.